We just bought the entire house. Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and today we are doing something a little different. We actually bought the entire contents of a house. So this was not expected. We went to an auction where normally you'd go to an auction, you'd buy things off individually, but they were selling everything for one price, including the furniture, all the little knickknacks, everything in the garage. There was a lot to it. So the conditions were between me and my parents because I didn't do this alone. So they wanted to do this more than I did, but the house was actually not too far from where they lived anyway, and they wanted to try their hand at reselling. But between doing that on Facebook Marketplace with the items that they ended up with and having a yard sale, they did okay. But at the end of this video, I am going to give you a total of everything, including the stuff that I ended up taking with me that I'll sell, and you'll see just how much money we made for this whole ordeal. All right, we are in the basement here, and we just bought the entire house. All right, so we bought everything for $300. Now the furniture and everything, I think my parents are going to take care of. They want to do that, and I'm going to come through. I chipped in a little bit of the money, and I'm going to take like the smaller things. So I just wanted to go ahead and come down here and start pulling them out. I did see this Pyrex. See, that's a nice little Pyrex bowl. And right now I think they're dealing with the garage contents and piecing that out. Somebody showed up late. So I threw the number 200 for the contents of the garage. There's not a ton of stuff in the garage, but it saves us moving it if we could sell it for 200. Right now, though, I'm just trying to get like some of the main things out of here so they don't walk away in the next few days by whoever that has access to this house. So yeah, I'm interested in more things than I'm showing, but I want to get the more expensive things, more desirable things out of here. And that includes a quilt upstairs that I saw. It's not a terribly old quilt, but it is a good one. So I didn't actually look through all of this stuff. I mean, I looked a little bit, but here's a McCoy wishing well planter. And it is in pretty good shape, right? Yeah, it's just a little dirty. But, yeah. I believe it's McCoy. It's not marked. Could be not. I don't know. All right. All right, so we're in one of the bedrooms now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff is like Homeco and Avon and stuff like that. She actually sold Avon. It's a nice, like, cranberry pastel dish. That's pretty good. But a lot of the stuff, that's yard sale kind of items. A lot of the milk glass and different things like that. See, this is probably Avon as well. I don't know. Like a home interiors or something. What is this? Yeah, I mean, just lots of stuff, right? There's some collectible. These are, what are they? These are Avon Honor Society. You get like a saucer in a cup. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You can get rid of the plaque if you didn't like the plaque, and then you could display your cups and saucers that way. It's kind of cool. They're already out there selling stuff, so that's nice. Now this is the quilt here. That's pretty good. So it's machined. It's not hand sewn, but I will take that. So it has little flowers on there. It's a pretty good one. So that's good. I'll take that with me. And then got just a random box. This is a figurine that has a chip in the flower. It's very similar to an Andrea by Sadik kind of a piece. Oh, here's a sheet. Fine muslin. It's pretty good too. All right, so I'm doing a little voiceover right here because it was pretty loud while we were in the house, but this is the living room and you can see there's just sort of a lot of stuff. And even on the table here, it's mostly stuff you'd find at a yard sale, you know, like milk glass and even Goodwill. And then as we pan over here, there's a bookshelf. And again, it's a lot of Avon stuff, things that I have trouble selling myself. Not very valuable items. Lots of tchotchkes and pictures on the wall. Some wild wallpaper too. We did sell these table and chairs. They're pretty cool. And they turned out really well. And then over here in the kitchen, you know, not much is going on over here. We've got a random mixer and a few things here in the cupboard. The owner did move to a different place, so this is pretty much a moving sale, and they left what they didn't want anymore. And there's a couple soup mugs up there too. I do have the set of them. I was kind of intrigued by these little guys. They're plastic, and they're very sticky with grease, so I did not take them. Here's another view of the basement. Lots of furniture. Yeah, for sure, lots of furniture. And this stuff you could piece out and do pretty well on. It's just a matter of moving it. That's kind of the main thing. And that's something that I expressed, that I want no part of the moving aspect of it. I don't do big furniture. It's not something that really excites me. I like this little cabinet piece too. It's really great for somebody's garage. Old 1950s cabinet. I think $300 was a pretty good price that was paid for all this. That was essentially the price that I felt most comfortable with paying. Definitely no more than $400 is what we were wanting to do. But yeah, $300 is pretty good. There were literally only two other real actual buyers here, or one other real other buyer. And then there was somebody by phone is what they said that was in at $300, and they chose, they basically just had us get it for $300 since we were here over the phone bid is what they said. So yeah, I mean, there's Christmas stuff here. This stuff can sell. It's kind of yard sale kind of stuff. You have just a big yard sale and, you know, you do well on it. Do pretty good on it. Of course, I'm into the vintage stuff, so like I said, a lot of this doesn't really do much for me. So kind of poor lighting down here to see what I'm doing. Some crafts. So this is a box of some Christmas decorations. Yeah, I mean, there you go, a lot of that kind of stuff. In dealing with people on Facebook Marketplace, we actually had a theft. So everything in the garage was stolen. And we did pull things out of there beforehand, some things, but there were items like 2 air compressors that would have sold for some pretty decent money, as well as a lot of other smaller items, but the door was unlocked and somebody strolled in and stole all of the stuff out of it. So the contents of the garage were not insured, but I suspect that if we were to piece out everything in there, we could have sold it for about $300. So we did miss out on a little bit of income on that. That's a cool table. That's a cool table too with the glass on top. There's a chip, unfortunately. This is my box that I've been building. Has some stuff in it. Probably should just take it upstairs. All right, here's the garage. I already pulled out some little boxes of things, little old metal boxes that were interesting, but there's just a lot of tools, you know, things that I don't usually buy much of. So there's a lot of hand tools back here. Oh, and back there. I haven't even looked back here. Huh. Extension cords, things like that. Those are always helpful, always useful. You know, I have a little box going right over here full of like these old metal boxes, little tool chests. This one's really cool. Yeah. So I'm putting stuff like that together. Small things, small interesting things.
Hey, I got all your information.
There's like lots of little boxes and things, you know. Plastic. Yeah. Broom handles. Caulk guns. It's kind of a nice stool, that red one. All right. I think that's about all I can find here in the garage. There's a little, is that a watering can or is that an oil can? It's galvanized. It's pretty cool. I like that. All right, so I have the totals for everything that's sold in the house. And here we go. So the dining room table, that actually sold for $60. The sewing machine, that sold for $40. There was a bed and a couch that was sold to somebody for $40. The large dresser in the bedroom sold for $30. There was a glass curio cabinet in the living room, and that actually sold for $75. That's pretty good. A box spring and a bed frame, a metal bed frame, sold for $10. There was a blue chair in the living room that sold for $30. Some interesting bamboo and glass shelves sold for $30. And there were some lawn chairs in the garage, and 2 of them sold before the theft for $15 for the pair. The yard sale was 2 days long, and $151.75 was sold at that. And for the stuff that I will be selling, I should make about $300, which includes the 2 quilts, the amber pedestal dish, the other cranberry and clear pedestal dish, lots of other smaller things. We've got the gold hummingbirds and different little boxes and tins and soup mugs. All that sort of stuff adds up. But so the entire total for everything, all the money projected to be made and that they've already made, is a grand total of $781.75. Now, of course, you have to subtract what you paid for everything, which is $300, and you walk away with a little over $500. That said, I do think more money could have been made between the yard sale items and all of that stuff if there was more time. But my parents did not have any way of storing anything. We don't have extra storage, and they just wanted to sell it within a few days' time. So that's sort of what happens whenever, you don't have time on your side and you go into something like this, because you can't really wait around to make $20 here extra. And that's what happened with a few things, like the dining room table that was sold for a little bit cheaper than I would expect. I would think more like $100 for that one. But in the bed and stuff like that, I think there could have been more money made on those items, as well as some other things that were just straight up donated because, they just didn't have the time or the space because of the size. There was a really awesome Formica table downstairs that could have possibly brought $20, $30. I think they donated it, as well as other things like that. But all in all, I think it was a pretty exciting experience, one that we haven't done before. I'm not in a hurry to do it again. No, not really. But with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.